What's up guys and welcome back to the Kamui dimension. Today I want to talk about everyone's favorite sussier baka, Amado, and female Jiraiya, Eida, who is also a sussier baka. Boruto Chapter 69 wasn't the most eventful chapter, but it did bring a really interesting dynamic between Amado and Eida, which is what I want to discuss today. Will Eida refuse Shikamaru's offer? Who will get their hands on Kawaki? Who's acting more? Who's the sussier baka? Amado looked strangely frightened to see Eida, and he was shaking in his boots the whole chapter, and this led us to three possibilities. Either Amado is an idiot who gave Eida a ridiculous ability he didn't make himself immune to. Amado doesn't just choose what abilities he gives the Kara members, and instead they just manifest their own unique abilities in response to his technology. Or Amado is either immune to Eida's ability, or he knows how to counter it effectively, but hasn't disclosed that information to Shikamaru and the others. Let's be honest, it's probably not the first option, because that is completely stupid for someone as smart as Amado, and that would just be crappy writing. So I think it's probably one of those last two options, and I actually heavily talked about those in a video about Amado's ninja tech that I really do encourage you guys to check out after you get to the end of this one here. So for today though, I want to focus on that last option for Amado, where he's just withholding information like usual. And it could actually even be a combination of those two, where he still doesn't choose the abilities people get, but he still knows how to counter her if need be. But first things first, if you're one of the many thousands of returning viewers that keep watching my videos and not subscribing, I peep at my analytics just like Jiraiya used to peep at the young girls at the hot springs. I'm watching you guys, so if you like my videos, just subscribe, hit the bell icon, and like the video. Why are we intentionally not supporting the channel when we could make me smile like Jiraiya instead? And also, shouts out to HK in the comments section for helping to inspire this video here. Now when it comes to Eida though, she was acting insanely innocent for Shikamaru when she told him she likes Kawaki and was like, "Oh my god, I said it!" when she did not act anywhere near that dramatic when she told Code the exact same thing. And so Eida pretty clearly was putting up an act there, and she was acting the whole chapter really, as she was talking very differently from how she has in the past, where normally she's a lot more serious, but here she was all friendly and flirty. You can tell that she was putting on a show. Now because of that, Shikamaru decided to ask her to join the Leaf Village so that they could team up against Code and then Eida could be around Kawaki all she wants. But here's the thing. A few days before the chapter or the spoilers came out, I made a video about Eida's master plan, and in that video I brought up the question, why wasn't Eida's first move to join the Leaf Village? Why didn't Eida just have Code bring her and Damon to the Leaf Village to get Boruto and Kawaki for him, since they're supposed to be stronger than him, but then just ditch Code and join the Leaf Village instead? It's not like Code can kill them because Eida's ability just straight up prevents it, and she also said that her and Damon together could kill Code after his limiters are removed, let alone with the limiters on. So wouldn't that be the easiest way to get Kawaki to be her boyfriend? Better yet, while she does that, why not ask Amado to remove her love ability? I seriously doubt the Leaf Village would be opposed to Eida removing one of her most dangerous abilities. It would be a win-win for everyone. Eida loses the ability she hates, she gets with Kawaki, Code loses his allies and the Leaf Village gets them instead, and so on. But that's not what happened. Eida has been trying to have Code steal Kawaki. I say all of this to say that it was just kinda a funny coincidence that Shikamaru actually asked Eida to join the Leaf Village half a week after I made that video, because now it puts Eida in the spotlight. I do not think that Eida will become a serious ally of the Leaf Village. At best, she will put up another act, but then change her mind pretty soon afterwards when Kawaki shows up. Or personally, I lean a little more towards her saying something like, "No thanks, I'm good," which will make Shikamaru think, huh? Wait, what? Why not? And then the gears will be turning in Amado's head, where he's going to be putting the pieces together and think, she wants Kawaki for something else, but what could it be? Could it be the same as me? It seemed to me in chapter 69 that Amado was already questioning Eida when he thought to himself, Eida likes Kawaki? He seemed confused by the idea. So I think he's questioning her motives already, and will definitely be questioning them even more if she refuses Shikamaru's offer. On the other hand though, if Eida does pretend to take the offer to join the Leaf Village, then I think Amado will be even more frightened than he already is, and he'll be shaking in his boots on overtime, and that's because regardless of whether Amado is under Eida's influence, or if he's immune or knows how to counter it or not, I don't think Eida's love ability is what Amado is so afraid of, and I actually think he knows exactly how he can counter that ability, which I'll explain a little bit later. But I think he's afraid of her Senrigan, because he knows that she can see everything Amado is doing and has been doing in secret with that eye. And so he's afraid of being fully exposed to everyone, especially since Shikamaru's already suspicious of him, and Shikamaru already pinned him against the wall and put him in the spotlight. As it is, Eida already can expose a lot about Amado whenever she decides to, and if she were to join the Leaf Village, then she'd have even more time to do so. On top of that, after Eida said she likes Kawaki and Amado questioned it, I think he's also worried that Eida is going to try to steal Kawaki from him. They are essentially going to have to fight over Kawaki, and I think they're both trying to use Kawaki for the same thing, to grant their wish. It's not a matter of Amado fearing that he's going to die because he doesn't have any tricks up his sleeve. It's a matter of Amado fearing that he won't be able to carry out his master plan and get his wish that I've talked about in the past. So now that I've really laid out the groundwork here, let's start talking about who's the better actor. Who's the sussier baka? Eida seems to have fooled Shikamaru, she has Code worried, and she has Amado questioning her and shaking in his boots. Meanwhile, Amado has Shikamaru and Eida questioning him in chapter 68 and wondering what his endgame is. Right now, it looks like Eida is in a better situation as people are catching on to Amado and his shadiness, whereas almost nobody knows what Eida's true motives and plans are, and Eida has the ability to expose Amado further. Amado has been acting and withholding information left and right, and he very well might be withholding information on Eida's lovability and how you can work around it, but I think that's genuine fear on Amado's face, and I think he's genuinely scared of being exposed and his plans coming to an end. So far, I think there are up to 4 potential mistakes on Amado's end that could lead to his downfall, those being what Code does after Amado removes his limiters, Eida being alive, Kashinkoji being alive, and Ashiki Ozuki returning. Any or all of those could lead to his downfall. However, on the flip side though, I personally think Eida is way more obvious about the fact that she is acting, and I think Amado does a much better job at actually acting than Eida does. Eida is better off due to her circumstances, not because of her actions. She just happened to be sealed away when everyone except for Code thought she was dead, and she can see wherever she wants with her sentry gone, whereas Amado has been acting and being sus in the Leaf Village ever since chapter 44. While Eida has only been acting in front of the Leaf Village since chapter 69. And if you want to count Eida acting in front of Code since chapter 57, then you have to count Amado acting while in Kara and fooling betraying Jigen and the rest of Kara. Remember that whole who's the traitor thing? Granted, I think Jigen knew the whole time it was Amado and Kashinkoji, and that's why he sent Koji on the vessel retrieval mission and told Amado to find the traitor in Kara, so that way they would just reveal themselves and confirm his suspicions. But even still, Amado and Koji still defeated Jigen, which he did not expect to happen, and they paved the way for Ashiki to die, which he also did not expect. He's been acting for way longer than Eida, and things have been going according to his plans for way longer than Eida's. So I think Amado is a better actor and is probably smarter than Eida, but she's just kind of lucky with the situation right now. Hell, even Eida, with her Senrigan eye, doesn't seem to know all about Amado's plans, as she was annoyed with Code for interrupting Shikamaru's conversation with Amado because she wanted to get more information. He's that good at acting and hiding information. Furthermore, I can't say for sure whether or not Amado is straight up immune to Eida's lovability, but I am confident that he can counter it if he chose to. Now why might that be?
Why? Seriously? You asked why?
It goes back to what we saw in chapter 44 in episode 212 when Amado took care of Teen Inashikacho in like 10 seconds. Amado has that sound device thing that kinda paralyzes you, similar to Kabuto's Sage Art White Extreme Attack, and Amado's device also nullifies ninjutsu from what we've seen, and he also has that drug he can pop out of his gloves that puts you to sleep. Based on what we saw in chapter 69, where Shikamaru could use his Shadow Possession Jutsu on Eida because that doesn't hurt her, and how I theorized Boro was able to put Eida in that pod because of his virus, I think Amado could definitely take care of Eida if he really wanted to, with those 2 ninja tools. He's also very sly with his movements, as when Moegi put him in that Earth-style jutsu, he already attached a bomb on a tree at some point, without us seeing how or when he did it. And this is also only going based off of that little bit we've seen from him in that one chapter or episode. That definitely wasn't everything Amado has at his disposal, and he also has ninja tech eyes we haven't seen the abilities of yet. Amado has a lot of hidden tricks quite literally up his sleeve, so I can't see him just being killed off and defeated anytime soon. The Leaf Village doesn't know about all this though. They kind of forgot that he was able to put a bomb on Shikanai's neck, it seems, because they view him as a helpless old man, not some guy who can actually fight you if he wants to. And I don't think Amado will reveal what he's capable of in front of everybody. I think he's purposely putting up the helpless act, like he doesn't want to remove Code's limiters but can't do anything to stop him, and gives in to his torture and removes them. The spotlight will pull away from Amado because Eida and Code will be the big threats now. I think the time for Amado to reveal his tricks is when he's alone with somebody and needs to take care of them. If anyone else is nearby that he doesn't necessarily want to die, he won't show what's quite literally up his sleeve. So to answer the original question, I think Amado is bluffing harder. He's the sussier baka. So now the question becomes, who will come out on top in the battle for Kawaki? As I mentioned earlier, I think they want Kawaki for pretty much the same thing, and I think Eida will probably turn down Shikamaru's offer, which will then put Eida in the spotlight a bit more as a villain with ulterior motives. And I've made a couple of videos about the end of Boruto Part 1, where I think Kawaki might attack Boruto again, Kawaki might send Naruto away for trying to stop him, Sasuke might die either by Kawaki, Code, or Boruto's hand because of Eida, Mitsuki might go into a rampage against Kawaki and hopefully beat him up a bit, Boruto's Jogan might activate against Code, and Sarada might awaken her Mangekyo Sharingan. And if Eida turns down Shikamaru's offer, and she actually does lead to Sasuke's death in the manner I've discussed in the past, there's no going back for Eida. She will have exposed herself as a villain and will no longer be able to pretend to be innocent anymore. But after all of that goes down, what is the most likely thing to happen next? Kawaki clearly seems to feel like he doesn't belong in the Leaf Village, and that he's just bringing Naruto and everyone else harm. And then Naruto has to try to convince him that he's a part of his family and does belong in the Leaf Village. And this was demonstrated very clearly at the end of Chapter 60, and then again in Chapter 69, and then in Chapter 62, Kawaki was even willing to have Code kill him if it meant he would spare Naruto in the Leaf Village. Eida probably won't join the Leaf Village, and she wants Kawaki to come with her, and Kawaki feels like he should leave the Leaf Village for the sake of Naruto and everyone else. And after everything goes down where he might try to kill Boruto to kill Momoshiki, and everyone would then turn on Kawaki, I think this is where Kawaki finally splits with Konoha and joins up with Eida, mirroring part 1 of Naruto once again, as it looks like Boruto is trying to do in a wide variety of ways, as I've explained in tons of videos by now. So, in the short term, I think Eida will come out on top and get to have Kawaki for herself going into the time skip. However, this then brings Eida into the spotlight while taking pressure off of Amado, since he lost Kawaki and is no longer much of a threat in the eyes of Shikamaru and the others. So as far as the long term goes, that's a little harder to say. I don't know whether Kishimoto plans to have Amado or Eida be the bigger character in the end. He might want it to be Eida since that's the character he created, whereas Amado is created by Kodachi, but I think he also likes Amado and he has just so much potential. Personally, I'd like to see it where Eida gets the upper hand going into the time skip and seems to be the bigger character for a while, but since the spotlight was taken off of him, Amado then uses his PhD in acting and being smart to make a comeback later on and get the upper hand again. That's just what I would like to see personally because I really like Amado's character so far, and I think he has better potential than Eida personally. But I can't say for sure that that's what's actually going to happen, I just hope it does. And as far as Code goes, I'm not sure yet how long I think he'll stick around. He could possibly be taken care of at the end of part 1, where Kawaki then takes Code's place by Eida's side, similar to how Kimimaro died from his illness at the end of part 1, and Sasuke took Kimimaru's place by Orochimaru's side. But it could also be more like Kabuto, where he still sticks around by Orochimaru's side, but Orochimaru is way more focused on Sasuke, and so in this case, Code would stick around with Eida, but all her attention would be on Kawaki, which would make Code really mad, and maybe it causes a rift between them. I could see either one working, but personally, I'd like to see that second option where Code sticks around and eventually just splits off with Eida, but isn't killed off. I just don't want to see Code and Amado wasted really. I don't care if they weren't created by Kishimoto. It doesn't make sense to go around wasting characters with so much potential like they did with Urashiki. Rather than repeat the Urashiki mistakes, let's just take full advantage of our main villains. I want to hear what you guys think though. What do you think about the dynamic of Eida and Amado? Who do you think is putting up the better act? Who do you think will come out on top in the short term to get Kawaki? And who do you think will come out on top in the long term? Let me know in the comment section below, but that's a wrap on today's video, so thank you guys for watching till the end.
You're already under my genjutsu.
So subscribe, leave a comment, like the video, and hit that noti bell. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye!